This is the diagram of Amoeba, and looking at this diagram on the board, the tips you should know in diagram, especially when it concerns Amoeba, is that you must ensure that the shape is shapeless. That is the meaning of Amoeba. Shapeless. Something that is actinopods, shapeless. And again, there are two major, you can see there are two lines in the diagram, because the organism is made up of two layers. The outer layer, which is the outer surface, which is called the ectoplasm, and then the inner layer, which is the endoplasm. And then this pseudopod here could be in any of this particular shape. The pseudopod can be labeled here. It can be labeled in any part of this structure that is protruded. That is why this is not a particular structure for movement. That is the meaning of pseudopods is false. So this can be used today or now in subsequent movements. Another particular protruding structure is used. So that's why we refer to this structure pseudopods. And this pseudopod is formed from the ectoplasm. Remember, this organism movement moves like if it is somersaulting. Okay, and once it does that, the particular protruding parts can assume the structure for movement. Let's say that this part has been used to make this kind of movement, and it goes down. Maybe another protruding part comes up, and that part that comes up, as soon as this part goes down, becomes the pseudopodia, or becomes that factor that can enable this organism to move from one place to another. One thing you must know about animal is that what differentiates animal with plant is that animal can move from one place to another, but plants can move, but plant cannot locomote. Plant can stay one place and start changing direction. But in this case, this organism can leave this particular location to the next because of organ of locomotions are there, which aid them to locomote or to move from one place to another, either to run away from danger or in search of food. So there are two things this pseudopodia does in this organism. One is to run away from danger or to run away from predators, organisms that can endanger them. And two, to search for food. Since this organism lack pigments for making food, this organism is purely heterotrophic. It means it depends on already made food. That is the function of a pseudopodia. Like I told you, this pseudopod is formed from the outer surface of this organism, which is called the ectoplasm. And then the inner surface called the endoplasm. Like I said before, the surface is of two types. The outer is called the ectoplasm. The inner is the endoplasm. So you now see that the label, let me bring the structure, the line by outline showing this endoplasm. You see that the line enters little bit into the arm. That means there could be another structure here which shield the entire the inside of the organism, which shield it, which is the what? Endoplasm. This endoplasm is made up of two substances. One is plasmogel, and two is plasmosome. Alright, I will explain what these things are here. The plasmogel, like you know, a little knowledge of chemistry will tell that plasmogel is a gel. You have what there's called gel and soul. Souls are liquid. Gels are either solid or semi-solid. And this case to reduce friction during movement in amoeba, the liquid part of the endoplasm rotates around this outer membrane. And once the organism moves from one point to another, the soul, which is liquid, is now converted to what? To gel. And the liquids, also the plasmosome, protects the other membrane called the plasma membrane, which I labeled here as plasma lemma. The plasma lemma. What is the role of the plasma lemma? The plasma lemma is a plasma membrane that delimits the contents of whatever thing that is inside here. Of course, you know that the liquid portion of every cell is the cytoplasm. Look at it there, cytoplasm. So the plasma membrane here delimits the contents of the cytoplasm. In that, substances are regulated. In the case, this organism now is a very case, there is fresh water. That's where you can see them, freshwater habitats. Of course, freshwater are basically water with low salt or no salt content. How be that? The movement of water will be done into the cell. That means the cell will start drinking water from the outside based on the principle of osmosis. Water moves from the region of low osmotic pressure to high osmotic pressure. That means the environment or the habitat is lower in concentration than the cell. So it means that water moves from here to here. And if that is the case, this organism will start swelling up and it will eventually burst. The bursting is what called hemolysis, and that will lead to death of this organism. But this cell membrane, this plasma membrane, delimit the content, making sure that substances are regulated from entering in and out of this cell. That is the basic function of this. In and out. So that means some substances are restricted to enter or restricted to leave the cell. So when a substance is entering the cell, the process is called endosmosis. But when it's leaving the cell, it's called exosmosis. So what delimits the content of this cell, which is the cytoplasm, is the plasma membrane. And again, we have a nuclear body here, a nuclear material, which also, of course, you know that the nuclear material here, because of the presence of nucleus, this organism here is a eukaryote, because there is cell membrane and there is cell nucleus. So it means that the nucleus here controls the activities of the cell. That's what it does. The nucleus here controls the activities of the cell. The nuclear membrane protects the nucleus. The nucleolus take part in cell division. And the type of division in this organism is called mitosis division, cell division. Of course, I mentioned cytoplasm. This is a semi-liquid substance that suspends. It suspends cell organelles like nucleus, contractile vacuole, and the food vacuole. That is the form of the cytoplasm. And then the contractile vacuole. And the contractile vacuole is very important in this organism because it regulates the amount of water that enters and amount of salt that leaves. That's what it does here. The contractile vacuole. That's what we call the contractile vacuole. Is the chief osmoregulator here. The chief osmoregulator. Contractile vacuole is the what? Osmoregulatory organ. Osmoregulatory organ. What does it mean? This thing means maintenance of water to salt balance. Maintenance of water to salt balance. It does same function with the kidney. And the part of this cytoplasm where food are stored is the food vacuole. So once food are taken in from here, the way this organism feeds is that the pseudopod captures prey or predators. It captures them, and the whole food are engulfed as soon as it's being captured. And once it's engulfed, the two of these protruding parts will capture the food and engulf it straight into this particular cytoplasm, which by diffusion the food will move this distance. It moves until this particular food vacuole is formed. In the absence of food, there is no food vacuole. But in the presence of food, as soon as food has been engulfed, the food vacuole is formed and is open this way. As soon as food enters, the vacuole now stores this food. And as soon as the food is stored, the enzymatic activities will start taking place in the vacuole. So the type of digestion that is being carried out in this organism is what we call intracellular digestion. That means the digestion is done inside the body. Not like in complex organisms like man, where the digestion is extracellular, not inside, but external. But in the case of simple microscopic or unicellular organism, in their own case, digestion is by intracellular. That means food will be absorbed into the vacuole. It is there that enzymatic activities start to take place. And that is basically all these labile features, their functions as regards to this organism. What you will take home from this organism is this. This organism is a highly dependent organism. There is no tissue level here. There is no organ. There is no system. What you have here is only cell level. The whole thing you see here as the labile features are called organelles. So each of these organelles has their own function. They are dependent on this organism. The pseudopodia is for locomotion and for feeding. This is the two parts of this is what this organism is made up of. The outer part is the ectoplasm. The inner part is the endoplasm. Remember I told you this, that this ectoplasm helped to form this pseudopodia here. Okay, that the endoplasm secretes these two substances. One is plasmogel, one is plasmosoe. But plasmogel is formed from plasmosoe during movement. As soon as this organism moves from one place to another, the soul is converted to gel. And this is done to prevent friction. Because as this organism moves, he needs something that is like fuel that will trigger the movement from one place to another. That's the essence of the endoplasm that secretes plasmosoe. It becomes plasmogel as the organism moves from one place to another. Remember, this organism must move at all points in its habitat, basically freshwater habitat. The plasmalemma is what delimits the content of the cell by making sure that the system here is well regulated, being that substances are prevented from either leaving the cell or enter the cell. As substances enter the cell, we make the cell to burst. Our substances leaving the cell, we make the organism to what? To shrink. So what this thing does here is to make sure that the content of this cell is being protected or regulated. So what you see here, the spherical structure you see in these organisms is the nucleus. What makes it eukaryotic is the tendency of possessing this nucleus and nuclear membrane. The nuclear membrane protects the nucleus, and the nucleus thereafter regulates all the activities of this organism. And the nucleus participates in cell division. And then we have the cytoplasm, the liquid content of the cell, which suspend other organelles like contractile vacuole, food vacuole, or the nucleus itself. What is the function of this? Remember I said this, the function of this is for osmoregulation. What is osmoregulation? Osmoregulation is the maintenance of water to salt balance. What it simply means is this, via osmosis, there will be a time the cell content here is more concentrated than the environment. If the cell content is much more than the environment, that means the cell will tend to what? To drink water. To drink water. What do I mean by that? If here is more concentrated than here, that means based on principle of osmosis, water moves from lower osmotic pressure to high. In this case, this cell will start drinking water because the cell is now more than the environment, and that is not good. So what this contractile vacuole will do is to make sure that equal amount of salt is taken out to the environment in order to make the environment to be the same concentration, to have the same concentration with that of the cell. In this case, when the environment and the cell has equal concentration, that means nothing leaves the cell, nothing enters the cell. That is what we call osmoregulation. Even our kidney does that. It makes sure that it ensures that it regulates the amount of water to salt balance in our body. But since this organism ends at cell level, what aids their osmoregulatory function is contractile vacuole. The food vacuole, food engulfed from this particular point is stored. But like I said before, the food vacuole is not here until food is thrown into this cytoplasm. Through cytoplasmic streaming via diffusion, this food vacuole is formed. It is in this food vacuole that digestion takes place. Because here, that is in this place that all enzymes that digest different kind of food particles are seen in this particular part of this organism. Now, in conclusion, since amoeba belongs to this kingdom Protists, I think I will summarize this, that if someone asks maybe this organism is to be classified into kingdom, phylum, and then class. Now, the question is, to which kingdom can we classify this organism? The kingdom is Protista. Before now, amoeba were thought to belong to kingdom Animalia, but because of some reasons, the organisms or the protists are taken away from animal based on unicellular organism. They are unicellular. That's what it used to mean. Protista. All are unicellular organisms. So that's the kingdom to which this organism belongs. Protista. Then to which phylum is it placed? It is placed under the phylum Protozoa. What is Protozoa? Protozoa are protists. Are protists that are animal-like in nature. Animal-like in nature. What makes this organism animals? There are so many. One is that this organism can move with this pseudopodia from one place to another. 2, this organism can maintain water to soil balance, that is osmoregulation. A plant can't regulate salt to water balance. It means that plant cannot carry out osmoregulation. So this is purely an animal-like feature of this organism. So this protozoa means animal-like protists or animal-like unicellular organism. And then the class of this organism is Sarcodina. Sarcodina are protozoa that has pseudopodia for movement. Pseudopodia for movement. Then the smaller class called subclass, they are Rhizopoda. Rhizopoda. Why Rhizopoda? Rhizopoda are class of Sarcodina that their pseudopodia are too blunt. And these pseudopod that are blunt are constantly used for locomotion.